Right, so what do you want to talk about?
Well, I thought we could just discuss music tonight, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. '90s music.
So, what were your memories from the 90s?
Well, God. You know what I was like in the 90s?
Yeah.
I got massively into the underground rave culture.
Were these the sort of illegal warehouses and...
Shh.
Hmm?
I didn't do anything illegal. What are you trying to say?
I bet you did, you.
Do you mean my base did you cheeky git?
So yeah. Off what I know, you used to like go to some abandoned warehouse and there'd be some DJ setting some gear up and you'd have.
They were
lights.
better than that.
Is that what it? Yeah.
They were better. Do you know what? It were brilliant that. And I used to just like get on the National Express. Oh, get a train.
Well, yeah, I know you
by myself, and God, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But in the 90s as well, we also had the 90s was so good, wasn't it? We had so much in the 90s, and I don't know whether it's because it was our kind of school and coming of age kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's really nostalgic for me in the 90s, and not just the rave stuff, because that's something really unique between me and my bestie, because it's only me and her that ever, we did that together.
Yeah, you had that connection, didn't you?
But you had all sorts of other things in the 90s.
Yeah.
And, I mean, a lot of the tunes and stuff, they're still sampled now, aren't they, in stuff? But it was like the beginning of the Britpop era.
Oh God, it's awful. It's awful. I mean, to say that we're from Britain and we've got British music, we've got people like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Iron Maiden.
You'll take my life, but I'll take yours too.
And then this tush comes along that nobody. Well, I think people of that sort of era. They might like it, but that Britpop garbage, it didn't do nothing for me.
Music in the 90s, I mean, we had the whole, taping the charts, doing mixtapes.
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to a lot of pirate radio. I don't know about you. I don't think you did you?
I don't really know a lot about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I listened to Radio 1 on a Friday night. They had the Friday Night Rock Show, and then later after that they had a TV show called Raw Power, which then became Noisy Mothers. Now that's where you got your metal. Now I were a metal fan.
Yeah. See, I was listening to
totally
to Stu Allen on a Friday night, Hardcore Hour, Key 103. But apart from that, though, right, in the 90s, Dan, you know what it was like?
Yeah.
You didn't have, obviously, the culture that we've got now where songs are everywhere. They were instant. You could just go and get whatever. You had to listen out for it. Or you got recommendations off your mates, didn't you? Oh, do you want to borrow that tape? You can tape it. And
you had to physically go into the record store.
Yeah, or Woolworths.
Well, we had big places like HMV back in the day.
We had HMV, we had Woolworths.
Andy's Records. And I had a mate who worked at Andy's Records. He used to get me stuff before it was released. Them are the kind of friends you need. He used to pull up at the pub on a Saturday night and he'd open the boot and he'd have stuff that should have been coming out on Monday that we got early on a Saturday night, went home Sunday and listened to it.
But in the 90s, right, you had all these different little faddy, like, songs with dances and stuff, didn't you? Like the Time Warp.
The Time Warp?
Yeah.
You mean from Rocky Horror Show?
Yeah.
That were well before the 90s.
Yeah, no, but it was still going in the 90s. It doesn't matter. No, and then you had like, do you remember Wigfield? Saturday night. Dun, 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 dun.
That were absolute shallots.
I know, but right, I went to Spain, right? It was a Spanish exchange. And
yeah, you've told me about this.
Yeah.
I know about this.
No, I'm not going to tell you the whole thing about
on.
the boys and stuff, you know.
Shut up.
But I went to the school, and at the break time, they had speakers in the yard playing music, and this was the first time I heard that song because it wasn't out in England then.
You tend to find that when you were abroad.
Yeah.
It's like there was a Roxette album called Look Sharp.
Yeah.
And there was a song called She's Got the Look.
Yeah, she's got the
You know the one that I mean. Now, the first time I heard that I was in Mallorca, and then I came back.
Yeah.
And obviously I went down to Music World.
Yeah.
Our local record shop, and I just bought the album.
Yeah.
And do you know what? That were an absolute banger, that album. I loved it. But we're going off the subjects of the 90s here.
Yeah.
So go on.
So all the kids knew this dance, and they were literally just like in rows, all doing this dance, everybody. And they're like, come here, you know, so I knew it. It's like, I don't got a bloody clue what I'm doing. I'm giving it all this. And then, you know, we had, we still had tapes as well back then, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we were emerging. We had all right. So we had in the 90s. We had vinyl, cassette, CD, and minidisc.
Minidisc. Right now, minidisc.
Yeah.
I never had a minidisc player. You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Radiohead.
On minidisc.
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one did you have? I can't remember what it called, that bloody album. Pablo Honey, what it called?
I don't know.
I think it were Pablo Honey. Yeah.
I know I had that. I had Manic Street Preachers.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah.
That's all I can remember.
And to say that you were a raver, right, you had alternative music on your minidisc
I always did. It was like after the raves, right, if we ever went back to somebody's place, I'd be like, right, sorting through and putting something on for them, and be like, oh, this is really good, this, and it's like, because you need to come down.
Yeah. I went to Leuven one year in Belgium.
Yeah.
The home of Stella Artois. And
who's she?
It's a beer. So it was the place where they make Stella Artois in Leuven, and we got in this concert for £5. They were in a market, right? And they didn't give you a wristband; they gave you a cap, a red cap with Stella Artois on it. Now this is £5.
Fancy,
right? Yeah. And you got a beer as well on top of that, and we went in, and M people were on.
Yeah,
they were the support.
Yeah,
so they had a lot of local bands on first, and then M people came on there with support. The main headliner that day was Paul Weller.
Yeah,
and he took a wrong turn and actually came out in the crowd, and were about that far away from him.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. And he shut off. He realised he'd come through the wrong bit and come into the crowd. I don't know if a lot of the Belgian people knew who we were, to be honest. But they were very good. I must admit, we stood and watched them, and they were from our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Good band. Yeah.
And how big were her hair?
It were pretty big, weren't it? What's it called? Ever small?
Ever small, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, small about that head.
What a good kick that was. Yeah,
I remember having that because I got a Discman one year. Yeah. And it must have been before I finished school, because I remember... Do you remember? Oh, you won't remember because you weren't there. But I used to go and work up at the head house after school.
Yeah.
And I remember having that on. when I used to go up if there were nobody on the bus, or if I were working a Saturday, getting the bus up and down.
Yeah.
And I used to have my Discman, but they were obviously massive, weren't they? You know what I mean? Trying to fit that in your bleeding pocket. And you could only take one disc out with you, really, because they were that bleeding big. And then, do you remember, like, the magazines? I mean, earlier in the 90s, we used to live for, like, taping the charts, and you had your Smash Hits magazine, and you had your Kerrangs, and you had all that kind of stuff, didn't you? And, it was just, I mean, do you remember The Shaman, when that song got banned? Easy Good. Ebenezer Good.
He got to number 1, though.
Yeah, he did. And I got it before it got banned. I wish I still had that.
They actually went on top of the pops, and
I know, nobody got it.
Nobody got it, did they? No.
I remember going in HMV in Oldham, because remember, you used to go in, and then the singles, they were kind of, you know, that first aisle where you go up, and I remember, like, this the new, you know, like the top 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Were all kind of just on a rack or something there.
You had them there,
and I got that before it got banned. And I said, do you know what? I don't even know what happened to all these things I had. And you used to get a single CD, didn't you? CD single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but when we were in the rock clubs and the alternative clubs back in the day, I remember, like, when No Doubt came out.
Yeah.
And they did Just a Girl, that first track they did. We got that for free. They actually gave that away, and the DJ just had loads of copies of it, and he's like, here you go. You know, take it, listen to it, give them some support. Now, I don't know how I mean, they got massive, didn't they?
Well, they did, didn't they? Because it was no, Don't Speak, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That song that came out.
Yeah.
That kind of propelled them up in the charts, I think.
Mm. But this was the very first single they brought out, and it's called Just a Girl. Now, you'll hear that all the time if you put, if you put Radio X on, they play that all the time now. But we got that for free. It was a promotional single that, obviously, the DJ in the club had obviously got a lot of copies of it, and he had it there just to give out to us. So we got that free. It was a promotional copy, but this is what they did back in the day. And obviously, like you said before, we have MTV. You know?
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, you didn't, but, you know, everybody were getting Sky TV then. You always had these salesmen coming round, didn't you, saying, oh, you know.
I remember my mum and dad got 9X. Wasn't it Johnny Vegas and the Monkey who used to advertise that?
No, that was PG Tips, that. You completely...
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. You've completely gone off on a spiral there with PG Tips. Don't know where you came up with that one, but Right, if anyone knows who advertised 9X, it definitely weren't Johnny Vegas and his Monkey. That would definitely PG Tips. Just let us know who advertised 9X. Have you seen her there waving a hand over her throat saying, cut it. No, I'm sorry, but that were hilarious. I'm sorry, Rach.
Right, I need food. Just give me a break. I'm going to go and get something to eat. I'll be back in a bit.